Welcome back to another episode of Weddings Unfiltered. We are here with Josette from the Brickhall and the Hollow here in Clarence. Josette, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I am great. Heather, how are you today?
I am great. This is one of my favorite spots.
Yes, very, very rustic-y, very old school, very...
This is my vibe. Right here. Give me some like historical architecture and like some brick and some pretty chandeliers, and I am a happy girl.
It's an open space. It's great.
Yeah.
You can do anything in here.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a few minutes here. So why don't we start out with the story behind the Brickhall, its history, and how it became a wedding venue.
Yeah, so the Brickhall actually used to be a church, a Presbyterian church back in like the late 1800s. So it's been around for a real long time. And then a local family in Clarence, the DeRose family, they purchased this facility and they totally gutted it and did all of this beautiful redesigning and everything in here. So I can't really take any credit for that. But they actually moved out of the area and we purchased that in like 2020. And here we are now at the Brickhall and we just love it here. And before we actually purchased it, we used to do a lot of events and catering here, so we were really familiar with the space, and then even with like the DeRoses, so it was great. It's a smooth transition.
Just like an easy kind of, I love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, keep it simple.
For sure.
For sure.
So, in your opinion, what makes the Brickhall unique compared to other venues in the area?
I think really just like the brick and the floors. I mean, you cannot find floors like this anywhere.
No.
We just keep trying to make them survive the party, you know,
Right?
they are like, they just don't make this kind of wood anymore.
No,
they
they
don't
don't.
do things like this anymore. So even when things need to be repaired or fixed, like we're really going the extra mile to make sure that it keeps that look, the authenticity of it all.
Yeah, it just, you step in here and you just feel like history.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
People have gotten married here. Beautiful events have happened here. Like
Yes.
sacred things have happened here. It's just nice to step into a place. And modern spaces are wonderful for a whole bunch of other reasons, but there's just something very like a connection that happens when you walk inside.
Yes.
So, just out of curiosity, I see there's still a little bit of stained glass in like the upper portions of all the windows.
Yes.
Was the rest of it stained glass at one point?
Yes, yeah, but they were like broken a little bit,
Okay.
you know, so that had to be fixed. And even the doors here to get in the building, like they used to be these huge doors, but remember that terrible snowstorm we had at Christmas that one time? The wind actually came in through the doors and literally like blew them off of the building.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was the one when we had so much snow, nobody could get around
Yeah,
anywhere.
yeah.
We couldn't like leave our homes.
Right, yeah,
sure.
but anybody could have came in the Brickhall at that time
Oh,
because the doors
perfect.
were wide open.
Well,
But yeah,
it
we
used to be a
had
church. It was welcoming people.
Right, right.
I mean, there was like a divine intervention. I don't know.
So we had to get like new doors, and just to preserve the architecture of it, we did it in a way that like you could still have the top look of it, but the doors are more, they're not just going to fly off that way. But it was just, you know, fun to go through that whole historical door making process.
Yeah.
If you even thought that that could ever be a thing.
It's amazing what people can do,
Yes,
what you know,
yeah.
contractors and skilled laborers can do.
Yes,
to,
it really
to keep
is.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So important.
So what are some of the favorite features couples fall in love with when they tour the Brickhall?
I know the floors is a big one, and again, just the overall look of it. I think couples these days, like not a lot of people are getting married in a church anymore,
Yeah.
but this really
Well,
has,
kind of. If you come here.
it has like a churchy vibe, right? So we can make it so that people will get, you know, their ceremony here, flips right to the reception or small break if they want it to, but I think being able to capitalize on that feel, it's pleasing to the parents, it's pleasing to the bride and groom, so you can kind of just make everybody happy.
Yeah.
What's the capacity in the space?
The max that we could do here comfortably is like 120.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not a huge wedding venue, not a huge space.
Which is
But-
honestly perfect. I mean, as wedding sizes are coming down from your, 200, 300 person weddings
Yeah.
from a decade or two ago.
Yeah.
It's just such a nice, intimate, cozy space. So that capacity really is kind of perfect
Yeah.
for what people are looking for these days.
It's so true. And
Yeah.
like we have these farm tables in here but sometimes people will keep this farm table look, or they'll put tablecloths on it, or they'll nix the farm tables completely and do like round tables with full length cloths. So you can still get that like high end look in this rustic type of atmosphere. Just kind of depends on what people are going for.
It's super flexible. I mean, we were talking earlier, we did a styled shoot here for Upstate Indie Weddings, and we had this cool like flower wall where the ceremony would be, but these tables, I mean, we staged them with florals and candles and these kind of cool vintage goblets, and like it just, I feel like there's so much you can do from a color palette wise in here. We went for kind of dramatic reds, but I mean, even just lights and pastels and like anything I think really would work. It's really a flexible space.
We even had a wedding here not too long ago where you know, the groom was really into hunting, and they actually brought like a bunch of antlers and kind of put them around as their centerpieces and stuff, and it was the first time we've ever had anything like that, but it was so cool. It was just, and it was really specific to that couple, and I think for any couple, they just want it to be representation of what they are, what they believe, what they like, you know. So it's cool to see it transform.
For sure.
It's like that intentionality thing we always talk about, making your wedding your own wedding. And don't conform to what other people are trying to force you to do. So
We need to make those t-shirts.
Well, I'm working on it.
Okay. Make your wedding yours and hire the professionals.
It's just going to say intentionality. So when couples come in, how can the venue transform for the different types of weddings? You know, elegant, industrial, boho. I mean, you kind of just mentioned the antlers for that couple. So, you know.
And I guess like everyone has access to so many different things, like with Amazon, you know, different tablecloths, and the burlap runners were really popular for a bit there. I think they still kind of are, baby's breath, all of that stuff. Those the little vases, that's just some of my
bud vase look.
I love that. So, but you can really do anything. We've had some really extravagant ones too, with like gold flatware. So it just kind of depends on what anybody's looking for, and then finding the right vendors to be able to execute that. And we're happy to work with everybody. You know, we love to try new things. So different rental companies, planners, it's so cool to see what everyone brings to the table.
It's so crazy too, like all the do-it-yourself stuff you see now from couples on social media with you know, the seating chart guides and the stuff like that they're creating in their garage,
alone,
you know,
and I think
gorgeous.
that is a nice thing about the Brickhall. We actually have a lockbox that we can customize codes for. So like if a bride or groom or anybody, you know, shower, wedding, you name it, if you want to come and set up the day before, there's not always like a Brickhall person here, you know, overseeing everything. So you have a little bit of flexibility to come in at your leisure with your code, set it up, you know, just leave your garbage. We'll take care of getting all of that out of here. But it allows people to do that, you know, do it yourself, set it up, and, you know, we'll help pack it at the end of it. But to get that touch that they're looking for, they have the availability to do that.
That's really nice. I mean, a lot of people are looking to kind of be very hands-on. You know, they have this list, this Pinterest dream board that they have, and they're aggregating all of the different pieces.
And then they make it for so long, and they're like, Josette, do you want this arch? And I'm like, I have a lot of arches.
Maybe not. It's only so big. It's only so big.
So it's fun. Sometimes like those little bud vases or something, if you don't want them, I'll take those. But there's only room for so many arches.
Totally get it. The one thing I do think is really cool and worth mentioning is that you have this beautiful space, but then upstairs you have like a getting ready area, which I think some places have it, but some places really don't. And it is just nice that, particularly if you are going to have your ceremony here, to kind of have a place to tuck away beforehand. And it's quite large up there.
It's large up there. And again, people can come in, you know, then you can get some beautiful shots of like the dress and stuff like that around the Brickhall itself. And just a nice space for everybody to gather when you have to do that in like your home or somebody's home, it is messy. There's a lot of boxes, and again, leave the garbage. We'll take it out because that's a huge part of it. But it's a great space up there. There's this beautiful mirror and even seats for like hairdressers and makeup artists to come up there. So that space is used for brides to get ready. Sometimes vendors will use that as like a space to eat. And often if it's like a wedding that has a lot of kids, we'll be like, go upstairs.
That is genius. I've heard
That's even better than like the kid corner.
I was gonna say, but you could stick a kid corner up there.
Yeah.
And then they're out of sight.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Out of mind.
But still inside.
And contained.
Yes.
You know?
Contained.
Yeah.
Get a babysitter up there and you're good to go.
And you're good to go.
Yeah.
That's a good angle.
It can be used for many different things too. So that's a great spot to have.
We'll take a quick tour after we do that.
Okay. Yeah.
sure.
We'll post
Perfect.
that up there. So when someone books, at the Brickhall, what is included in the package that they're paying for? Is it just the building? Do you have a decor room, anything like that?
Yeah, so we do have some centerpieces that we provide complimentary.
Okay.
And there is a fee to run the building, and we do cater exclusively with Salvatores. So most of the time, the Salvatore's event managers will take care of the bookings and the tours and setting all of that up. They go through the timeline, the diagramming, all of that stuff. So that's all included when you're booking here. It can be pretty complete because you can get ready, you can do your ceremony, you can, have your wedding catered by Salvatore's, and then there's a lot of perks to that because you get hotel accommodations included in those wedding packages. So
That's nice.
yeah, it is nice. You have a place to stay after.
And
such
will
a
they
long
shuttle
day.
between here and there?
They don't shuttle
Okay.
between here and there.
I mean,
So
Ron, come on.
Hey, listen.
They're giving you
yeah.
some pretty good stuff. in this
Brides and
package.
grooms are going to want to know.
That's
do
true.
they need to
It's a solid
hire
question.
transportation?
But come on, guys, hire
Yeah. And sometimes the grooms will get ready at like one of the Delavan or the Garden Place.
Yeah.
The brides get ready here, and then it's just nice and simple.
Easy.
Everybody's
sure.
out of the house.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And with your packages, do you offer any kind of planning support or day of coordination?
We do those event managers will help them plan the itinerary and everything, but as far as event coordination goes, if you want an event coordinator, and sometimes I so suggest it when you're doing so much in the same space, it's nice to have somebody just to be there and make sure that everyone is listening.
Yes, for sure.
Things are
And meeting the
like
vendors and doing all that stuff.
Yeah. Kind of just coordinating the vendors because everyone has to work together to make that happen.
100%.
So, and it's good. I'm sure vendors would do that, but sometimes it's just nice to have that one person who's going to be the leader and help us get through the twists and turns that happen in a wedding day.
That's always one of my favorite things to see at weddings. So I'm usually behind the bar, so I don't see a lot. I see like them lining up. But I always love when I see the planners like cracking the whip and they're like, get over here.
I know.
Get in line. Like, you don't need a drink right now. Get over.
I mean, we're missing our resident planner, Molly, today, but I will tell you, I would just listen to what she said. Like, I would just tell where to go. You got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know what time it is. Just put me in my place.
As a
and let's
vendor,
go.
you can like focus
Close
on
the
your
bar,
craft.
right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
gotta start
Yes.
serving dinner,
Right?
or
Exactly.
So, because it is hard. You want to serve everybody, but they want to move on. And
That's the craziest thing is I don't know what your policy is here, but I see more and more brides who want the bar open during dinner.
yeah,
So a lot of the venues we work at, we kind of give them that option. So it's like, okay, let's be real here. These people have an open bar for how many hours?
right.
Do we need one more hour?
Yeah.
And
Good
then
luck,
like, Sarah,
guys.
let's shut it down. Let's let everybody get to where they need to be. Let's
Yeah.
get these
The formalities
speeches,
over,
the
right.
dances,
Yeah.
whatever you're doing. Let's get it done.
Yeah. And sometimes we'll put wine or something on the table with dinner, so that will suffice for like that hour time
Right,
frame.
right.
But just so we can get things moved. Like if you leave the bar open, it feels like you can't move forward.
No, because not everybody's
Yeah,
sitting down.
yeah.
Like you're gonna have half your guests standing up there.
Yes. Yeah.
These little signs.
And I always
Keep
laugh
the
about
timeline.
that because you're getting 2 or 3 before you even sit down
Oh
usually.
yeah.
Oh, we will for sure.
Yeah.
You have to.
You have to.
Yeah. Isn't that like the rule?
It is. It is.
Yeah, I think everyone knows that. If they don't, they do now.
Yes. Yeah.
Get
You're
your
welcome.
2 drinks.
Yeah.
That's why you listen to us.
So, you already mentioned the catering that is taken care of by Salvatore's.
Yeah.
Do you have a preferred list of vendors that you guys work with, or is it kind of open to whoever they want to bring in?
Yeah, it's open to
Open.
whomever. Yeah. So
if a couple comes to you and they're like, I have no idea where to start, do you have a list of like recommendations?
We do. We don't really have a list, to be honest with you, but we kind of keep it just like in the back of our head, like people that we work with regularly that have worked well in the venue or been here before. You know, for the most part, it's just such a great team of people. There's nobody that's like, no, you can't work with her. It's a good wedding community or just event community.
Definitely.
I think the vendors as a whole in Western New York are really good about teaming up to make your day as special as possible. So, you know.
Ultimately, we all want the end to be just so successful, right?
For sure. So, do you happen to have a favorite wedding memory or story from an event here?
From an event here, I don't know about, it's just like the setup really here that is so great. Sometimes the good ones don't stick in your head, you know what I mean?
The ones that go easy, right? Like they don't really stick in your head because they're supposed to go that way.
But a lot of times like the ones, we had a wedding in December and it just sticks out to me the most because it was like a Italian family and they did that whole, like they made so many cookies. The bride's mom made for hours so many cookies, and they had their ceremony here first, and it sticks out a lot because it was December wedding, and you know the bride was getting ready upstairs, and typically the bride would walk around to the front to come out these beautiful doors, but it was December and it was like rain snowing.
That was not happening. Where was it?
So it was just interesting to figure out how are we going to get her to the front door, and then you know, so many things happening that day. We had to flip the room, but some of our tables were in the shed, and the photographer accidentally parked his car in front of there and left. And, you know, we had to get the dessert table set up with the bride's mom and her dad, and it was like, I mean, her mom spent so much time, and the cookies were so good. They looked professional. And I was just like, that is just, I mean, that's a lot of love, right?
That's the point, right? It's everyone coming together and like watching these two people get married and like contributing whatever they can to make it as beautiful as possible. You know? I love
I'm a sucker for homemade cookies.
Yeah.
Putting them on the beautiful dessert table.
Yeah, homemade cookie any day.
So we get that every now and then, and I just, it's not as much as like in the past, because who has time for that really? But that just kind of goes to show like, wow, they made hundreds of cookies.
Wow.
But those Italian moms don't really mess around either.
Yeah.
When they get an idea that they're baking those cookies, forget it. They're baking the cookies.
Yeah, and it was all those old school Italian cookies, you know, like the kind that are hard to make.
Yeah, like you have to make them perfectly or they don't come out right.
Yep. So it was, that's just one of my favorite things to see.
I love that.
Yeah. A good dessert table.
Have you seen anyone use any real creative decor in here, you know, outside of our antlers that we talked about earlier? Or a unique way that they've used this space?
Yeah, so sometimes we have had just really different little things. I know I had a bride who did make her own arch, but the backdrop of the arch was all little photos of her and the groom, like in black and white. So the whole thing, it was all different too, like no repetition. And I had never seen that before. I thought that was really cool. And she made it herself somehow on some website or something, and then hung it on the arch, and they used that as their backdrop.
That's very cool.
That was really cool. And then I think one of the other coolest things was Sam from Evil Events. She did a long time ago you know, everyone's into champagne walls. Well, we did the champagne wall, but we did it with like champagne cups with charcuterie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and this was like a long time ago. I see people doing that now, but
kind of a trend.
That was not my idea. I just kind of followed her flow, and it was very cool. It was really pretty.
Nice. Yeah, I love all the different creative ways. Like I could stay on Instagram and just scroll and look at all those amazing ways people add personality to weddings. It's so fun.
So if a couple comes in, they're touring the venue, what is the best advice that you can give them for a memorable day?
For a memorable day, I think, you know, a lot of brides and grooms, they are trying really hard to have their own like identity for their wedding.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people forget about the guest experience.
Sure.
So I would say, you know, and being that we're a venue that has like, you can get married here and then flip to your reception, one of the things that we've noticed is that like when your guests are with you for the ceremony and then like going into the reception, like they are hungry, you know? So like people want to try to maybe save money and not do some food during a cocktail hour, but like those guests are really very hungry. And then I just think you got to just remember that think about your guests just a little bit, and making sure that they're happy, right? Yeah. And they're getting a meal.
Yeah. I mean, we've heard that story, remember, at another venue where they didn't have appetizers.
Yeah.
And they kind of forced them to go buy appetizers.
Something, anything.
Yeah.
There was nothing there.
Yeah.
And I think there's an expectation that comes with weddings, right? Like, you're going to a wedding, there should probably be food and drink there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like at the end of the day, it's a party.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine if you're hosting all these people at your house.
Right.
You would feed them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You would like want them to be comfortable, and you would want to have a place for them to like put their coats and their shoes and everything else.
And if you don't feed them, then you risk them getting too intoxicated.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe they can't make it to the end of the wedding or even to dinner at that point, you know? So, and then I think from a catering standpoint, when somebody has their wedding here and they do get that like display, we know that those people are hungry.
Yeah.
You learned that the hard way one time where you're like, oh my gosh, where did all the cheese go? You know?
There's got to be a proper balance between cheese and crackers and all that stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that like ratio is different when somebody's ceremony is first versus if they're coming from home.
Yeah.
Very
you know?
true.
Like they can take a break, have something to eat, and come to the reception. But when everything is like,
Capture them in one place.
yes,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, that's a long day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
A great day, but-
but still a long day.
Yes.
I'm thinking like back on all the weddings that I've been to, and honestly, like the most memorable ones, I'm just thinking about the food.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about like, oh my God, they had so much food. It was so great. Like whether it's stations or it's whatever it happens to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that music and food are my two
See,
things.
I don't know. I'm so used to, you know, the weddings in like the 90s and 2000s and even in the 20 teens. You went to the ceremony at a church,
Right.
and then you went to a restaurant to eat something because there was the picture time
Yeah.
in between. So
And
like,
you don't want to go home.
you're not going to go home and then come back unless you're super close.
Right.
So back then, I think it was a little bit different with the appetizers, where
Yeah.
you weren't so concerned about them. They were great to have,
Yeah.
but you probably had something in that in between time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And that has definitely evolved.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
People aren't doing that as much.
It is definitely weird now with seeing all the ceremonies that go right into the cocktail hour and reception. So
So when you guys do have a ceremony and a reception here, like what does that flip look like?
So it can be an intense flip, like if there's no tables or anything in here, because then you have to put the tables and have the centerpieces set up. Like that's a big setup for a planner, the caterer, the florist, like all of that. Or we can put the tables kind of on the side with the centerpieces on them, kind of lining the side, and the chairs in the middle, and that's a lot easier.
Yeah. And it's just moving them gently.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have to do like a full flip, you need that 2 to 3 hours in between to get that done, because that's a lot. It's a lot of people getting a lot of stuff done in a short time.
and all those people being in the building, right? Like,
Right.
so you're trying to maneuver people, and that
That's
can
when
be a
it's
good
like
time.
we need 20 minutes to get the tables in place,
Yeah,
and
go
that's when
outside.
you need that. Like,
Anywhere.
Yep. So.
Are there any dates or seasons that are specifically magical here at the Brickhall?
I mean, just in Western New York in general, isn't fall is just like magical.
For sure.
And there's like a bike path right over here, so you can get some really stunning photos with just like the leaves changing, and it's not one of those super busy bike paths either, so you're pretty kind of secluded over there. But yeah, just the fall is a great time.
I could see this being so magical with just like that movie snow coming down.
I
was just
you
gonna
can see
say
that through the
winter time.
windows.
Yeah.
It just feels
Yeah.
like, I don't know, you're in some European cool church and it's chilly outside, but it's warm with friends and family in here and everyone's having a great time. Yeah, I definitely can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just pretty.
Winter
period.
weddings can be so beautiful.
Yeah.
But you're just the weather. You just never know. Like that bride I was telling you about before, you just never know. But I'm a big fan of like the fur muff.
Oh, I was just gonna say a fur muff would be so appropriate.
Whenever somebody has it, I'm always like, oh my gosh, they got the muff. Like I love it. Yeah.
I had a friend who got married in like end of March, and we were like, well, it's gonna be cold, but we'll be past the snow piece.
Oh,
we were absolutely incorrect because we went in, it was cold, but it was fine.
Yeah.
And then everyone left the reception, and it was like blizzard.
Oh.
We were like, what happened here?
Yeah.
We were in there having a good time. We came out to a completely different season.
Yeah.
Could you imagine some of those venues that have like no windows to them? So you have it's like the casino. You have no idea what you're walking out to.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Can you tell us a little bit about the booking process for the Brickhall? Like, where are they going to start the process?
Yeah,
things like that.
just right here. You know, we just kind of set up tours with the Salvatore's does with their event managers, and then they meet their brides and grooms here, and then everything is just, it's pretty simple now. Email, right? Nothing, you don't have to do anything super in person, but those event managers take them through the tour. They would just, maybe send a proposal and then back and forth, sign the contract, leave a deposit, and sometimes as a venue or a caterer, that happens, and then you don't talk to the bride or groom for a long time. Till they're ready to do like their wedding tasting or whatever. So
you guys are up there on the list of things to book.
Get it done first, and then crickets.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, it's always like, no, we're still here. It's all set. But you really, there's so many things they have to figure out that you've already figured out that piece.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And that's one of the biggest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Not the biggest.
Yeah.
Anything upcoming in here at the venue? Any promotions or open houses or anything like that couples can know about?
We don't have anything on the books for that just yet. We've been doing some cool things here that are not wedding related, like some cool yoga things, fundraising for the community. But some of those have already gone past, and hopefully once wedding season is over, maybe we'll do a couple more.
Yeah.
All right, so where can people find out more about the Brickhall? So does it have its own website, social media pages, all that good stuff?
Brickhall.com.
Okay.
And then social media, you can, search for the Brickhall, and we're on Facebook and Instagram, so you can find all that stuff on there.
Awesome. Anything else you want to add for our couples?
I don't think so. Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun.
Anytime.
You guys are great.
Appreciate
Love chatting with you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so
Hopefully
much.
we'll see you more this year. All right. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.